Hello, my loves. It is time for morning sessions with ADHD life coach Janae Robinson, which is I. We're going to be talking about people pleasing today in terms of your job, and this is specifically for women with ADHD, since there's different pressures on women than men in the workforce. Now, when I say people pleasing when it comes to your work, what I mean is the need to, so let's say the final decision is on you. Now, this isn't even really if you're a manager at your job. This can literally be you and your employees are going out to lunch and they ask you your opinion on where you should go. Like you're the final deciding factor on where you should go. The anxiety that brings about because now you're thinking, if I don't pick the right place, then people aren't going to like me or they're going to be upset with me and then all that pressure will be on me and all of that. That is tied into our people pleasing. It is the idea that, if we don't choose the right place, a place that everybody will like, then, nobody will like you. And all of a sudden it'll be like really, you start overthinking and magnifying the situation, right? Now, that is part of people pleasing. If you are a manager and the final decision comes to you on a topic, that again, once again, am I making the right decision for everybody? Will I be judged for it? Will some people not like me because of the decision I make, right? First thing to remember is that you can never make everybody happy all the time. So let's say it's the first scenario where you're going out to lunch with your coworkers. Everybody, half the people say they want to go one place, half the other, and then they say, you're the deciding factor, right? You can't please everybody because already half the people don't want to go there. What we can use is our intuition in a way, because we are very, very good at reading a room and reading the situation of what's happening. Part of it is probably a trauma response for having to fit in and be a chameleon for the world around us. But another part, because of that, it creates an empathy inside of us. It creates an intuition. So you can read the room and be like, okay, they're asking my opinion because they value my opinion, right? Now that can have its own pressure because then you're like, well, they value my opinion, so my opinion matters even more. So there's even more room for judgment. But they're asking you this because they value your opinion. So keep that in mind. But also to just follow your intuition to be like, okay, why do people want to eat here? Why do people want to eat here? Let me see, like, which one feels better to me that I can be like the deciding factor for where we eat. Because your natural, if you are just people pleasing and you're working through it, your natural thing is to be like, I can go either way. I don't really have an opinion. Whatever you guys want to do, right? But when you're setting, and that's even if you don't want to go, if you actually have an opinion and you're like, I actually want to go here, but I don't want to have the pressure of doing that, so I'm just going to step back and say, no, I'll go with whatever. When you're setting boundaries, you will have to it is good to make that decision and say, you know what? I actually do want to go here. So let's go here. And then maybe another day, maybe tomorrow, we can go to the other place that you guys want to go to. Maybe have that compromise, right? To be like, I value you guys and where you want to go. Maybe we can go there tomorrow, and that would be really nice to switch it up. But today, I think it'd be good to try this place, right? Or even asking, well, what do you guys feel like eating? And then looking at the menu, right? So we're very good at that sort of thing of reading a room and seeing the situation. Why are people choosing this other place where they want to eat, right? What is it about there that they want to eat? And see if there can be a middle ground. If nothing else, you're the deciding factor, right? But you have to be okay. You have to be okay that you're not going to make everybody happy, which is very, very hard if you are a people pleaser, to have the idea that, well, no, I have to make everybody happy. If I don't make everybody happy, then, I'm going to be judged and people aren't going to like me, and then that's going to make work that much harder and everything like that, right? If we have the second scenario where you are a manager, boss, whatever, and you are the final decision for a situation that happens, once again, understand that you have that responsibility because people believe that you can handle that responsibility, right? So any insecurity, feeling like this is not what I want to handle, they believe you can handle it, which is why you are the deciding factor, correct? And if you make the decision, once again, tapping into your intuition and being like, okay, I have read the situation, I see the sides for what it is, and based on the information that I have collected, based on the vibe and the energy that I see around it, this is the deciding factor that I think is a good solution to it. And I have to be okay with that solution, right? And I have to be okay that not everybody is going to like my final solution, right? That is, again, the hardest thing for us is to understand that not everybody is going to like our choice. But that is across the board. That's not even just for work. Across the board, you're not going to be able to make everybody happy. And you trying to make everybody happy all the time is only making yourself more unhappy. Because to turn somebody's energy around, to alchemize somebody else's energy, to where from being not happy with your decision to being happy with it because you're doing so much to make that happen, it takes so much emotional energy to do that. And if you are not prepared for that, which honestly we shouldn't have to, that should not be our thing to do, to turn everybody's emotion around to the positive just so that they will like us or whatever the case may be, because we don't want to be judged for whatever it is. That's not our job, and it takes emotional energy to do that. Emotional energy and mental energy that we need to get ourselves through the day. Because as you know, day to day, our dopamine levels vary. Our mental and spiritual energy and the capacity that we have to give to others can vary. But when you are at work, it has to be consistent, right? Even when you're setting boundaries, there are certain things you can't say no to when you're at work, right? Certain decisions that you have to make that you just can't say no to, right? So you have to be okay with being a deciding factor and understanding that you cannot make everybody happy all the time. So first thing, keep in mind that they're asking me my opinion because they value my opinion. Second, understand not everybody is going to be happy all the time about this decision. I understand that. I understand, and even though it causes me anxiety, this is the best I can do in this situation. This is the best I can do in this situation. And that's it. This is the best I can do in this situation. This is the most I can do in this situation. Because people with ADHD tend to be perfectionists. We want to give all or nothing. We want to make sure everybody else is perfectly happy. Everything that we turn in, everything that we do that's judged by others has to be perfect. It cannot be perfect all the time. You have to get to a space within yourself where you're like, where you say to yourself, this is okay. The decision I made, it's the best one I made with the information that I had at the time, and I am okay with it. That is what you need to say to yourself when it comes to people pleasing at work and having to make that final deciding factor, is to read the room, follow your intuition. You have all the information because you are now the final deciding factor. Make that choice and then say within yourself, this is the best I could do at this moment in time. I understand not everybody will like it. I am okay with it. I am okay with it. This is the best I could do at this time. I am okay with it. This is the best I could do at this time. Even if you have to repeat it to yourself numerous times, and get yourself in that space to where you become more and more confident in standing up for yourself and actually giving your opinion and standing by your opinion and not saying, well, this is what I think, but what does everybody else think? And putting it back onto them, because that's the whole reason why you're the deciding factor, is because everybody else can't make up their mind. Keep that in mind, okay? I will see you guys next time. Have a good day.